Hi, welcome to Weekend News Flash. You know, a lot has been moving in the news this week. Follow me whilst I bring you the top stories of the week and we dive into it. First, current anti-LGBTQ bill not robust enough to protect family values, said by GPCC. The Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council has raised concern on the LGBTQ bill, which was passed on 29th of May 2026. Speaking at the National Leadership Conference in Accra with the delegates, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, GPCC chairman, said the bill in its current form is too weak to properly protect the country's family values, cultural heritage, and moral fabric. The council believed an earlier, stronger version raised by the previous parliament should be brought back instead.
We commend Parliament for the speed and prioritization demonstrated in passing the recent bill. The GPCC has placed on record its firm reservation regarding its current form. It is our position that the legislation in its present state falls short of our expectations and will not be sufficiently robust to protect our time-tested family values and cultural heritage and the moral fabric of our society. We respectfully draw attention back to the earlier bill passed by the previous parliament, which was much more comprehensive and far better suited to address the moral and cultural imperatives as state.
Moving on, torrential rains in Central Region, 18 killed, hundreds affected, 58 buildings collapsed. Heavy rains that started Friday have caused deadly destruction across Ghana's Central Region. 18 people have died and 58 buildings have collapsed, caused by flooding, landslides, mudslides, and falling trees. In total, 337 people have been affected across 15 districts. The hardest hit areas include Cape Coast Metro, Komwa Central, Upper Dentra East, Upper Dentra West, Ambrua Aseibu Kwamankese, and Nkomenda Edina Eguafu Ebrim. Moving on, flooding in Ghana, Asantehene calls for engineering solution. Speaking at the launch of KNUST 75th anniversary, the Asantehene Otunfo Oseitu II, who is also KNUST's chancellor, challenged the University College of Engineering to find real, practical solution to Ghana's ongoing flooding problem.
Over the decades, this great university has produced generations of professionals, engineers, scientists, medical practitioners, architects, entrepreneurs, and leaders whose contributions continue to shape Ghana, Africa, and the world. The university's impact is visible in the country's infrastructure, industries, healthcare systems, and indeed in the very fabric of national development. But I have a concern here about infrastructure. If it is still flooding and we still cannot control it, my engineers, please help me. It all borders on waste management and education, but I know that my university should be able to tell us where to dump what, plastics, wherever, because we train people on all these things. So please help me to resolve these problems, because other than that, the whole Ghana is going to be engulfed with water and flooding.
To our next story, PURC announces 3.49% electricity and 0.85% water tariff increases effective July 1st. Starting July 1st, 2026, electricity and water bills are going up in Ghana. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has announced an increase in electricity tariffs by 3.49% and water tariffs by 0.85% for the third quarter. As part of its regular quarterly review that looks at the cedi's exchange rate, inflation, and fuel costs. Moving on, Education Ministry suspends SHS graduation ceremony. Haruna Idrisu, the Minister of Education, in a press statement dated June 20, 2026, has directed the immediate suspension of all senior high schools graduation ceremonies across Ghana following growing concern over what is described as excess display of wealth during such events. The minister said graduation ceremonies are intended to celebrate academic achievement and personal growth and should therefore reflect the values of modesty, dignity, and respect associated with the educational environment.
While management is not against the practice of parents and guardians celebrating achievement of their children or wards, management is against the practice of such ostentatious display by parents on school premises. In order to ensure that this practice does not gain roots in the school culture, management wishes to inform the general public that henceforth, post-examinations celebrations that are characterized by lavish presentation of items such as motor vehicles to students are prohibited on school premises. Parents who want to do so can do so at home. Following the directive by the Honorable Minister for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, to the Director General of Ghana Education Service, all post-examination flamboyant celebrations and graduation ceremonies are banned until further notice.
Now to our last story. President Mahama announces $3.5 billion investment to boost Ghana's oil production. Ghana's oil production is rebounding after a 6-year slump. President Mahama announced $3.5 billion in new investment, $2 billion to drill 20 new wells, $1.5 billion for more exploration, and it is already working. Jubilee field output jumped from 60,000 to 85,000 barrels a day, putting Ghana on track for its first production increase in years.
Ladies and gentlemen, investments in our upstream petroleum sector also reflect this new optimism. In the upstream industry, we've secured commitments totaling more than $3.5 billion. This includes approximately $2 billion from the Jubilee and 10 partners for drilling up to 20 new wells, as well as $1.5 billion from the OCTP partners to support additional field development and exploration activities. And this is what the Minister for Energy was talking about. We've committed the upstream players to invest more money to drill new wells to raise the volumes of oil and gas that we're producing.
That is your weekend news flash. Which of these stories do you think is the biggest move for the country? Drop a comment below and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Lamb Patience. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and comment. Stay safe.